Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to begin the first unit of class 12th anthropology of SCRT course, and this is perhaps the most important foundation for the entire subject. Right? Why? Why I am telling this? Because we are starting with the anthropological research methodology, just like you can't build a house without a strong foundation. Similarly, you can't study humans scientifically without a strong methods, right? So a strong method is extremely important, right, to understand. So in this unit I will teach you, make you understand what research really means in the anthropology, how anthropologists do their work in the field, right, and which methods and tools they use, right, and how they collect and analysis data, and how all this connects with the ethical responsibility they have, right. So this is going to be very long sessions, or I will complete I will cover all the lectures, all the chapters, okay, but stay with me. You have to stay with me for a longer period of time. I will break everything down step by step, so that you will really understand it very well, okay. So uh, firstly, you have to understand what is research. So I would like to define it simple in a simple way. Research is a systematic and objective process of collecting, recording, and analyzing data to discover or verify facts and build knowledge, right. So this is research. So uh, research, right. So I thought you have understand about research. So uh, uh, in anthropology, in anthropology, research helps us understand human beings, their origins, cultures, evolution, language, customs, and behavior, right. So in anthropology, definitely, take a second, right. Okay. So in anthropology, research helps us understand human beings, their origin, right? Take a second. In anthropology, we will understand. Oh, oh, is it clear? So, in anthropology, sorry for disruptions. Okay, uh, we will understand origin, right? Culture and evolution and language, and you can say customs and behavior, everything, behavior, everything we will cover in this anthropology. So anthropology as a scientific discipline, anthropology is a science, but how it is, how we can prove it. So anthropology is considered as a science because it uses the scientific methods. We will explain it very soon. So it collects empirical data, like data from real world observations, okay, and it involves systematic and repeatable steps, right, and it makes objective conclusions, not just opinions, right, and If we talk about holistic approach, definitely anthropology does not just look at one part of human life. It looks at biological features, cultural practice, and language, and prehistoric life. So, in anthropology, definitely there is biological features, cultural practice, and language, prehistorical life, everything covered under this holistic approach, right? So that's why we say anthropology takes holistic, or we can say whole pictures view, right? Whole pictures view. Is it clear? Is it making sense? Right? So steps in scientific research, the scientific there is scientific methods also. So let's now look at the scientific method, like which is the standard process used in the in all sciences including anthropology. So the step of the scientific method is identification of a problem. First thing is identification of problems identification, right? Second thing is what do I want to know or understand better, is that is the identification of a problem, right? Second thing is review of literature. So what have others already said about this topic is covered under review of literature. And formation of hypothesis. So hypothesis is an educated guess, right? And I think tribal land practices lead to a stronger community bond, right? A selection of methods and tools. So choose how to collect data, observations, interview, survey, etc. So data collection means field work begins. You go to people, talk to them, and observe them, right? And data analysis. So data analysis means sorting, coding, and understanding the patterns in data. And testing hypothesis. So under this does the data supports or reject your guess. So there is a like a verification type thing. So uh, final findings would be shared in papers, reports, or presentation. So this is how we can understand the scientific methods by by steps, right? So the types of research in anthropology. Types of research in anthropology. So there are many types of research depending on the purpose and nature of the study, right? So first thing is by objectives, right? By objectives. First thing is by objectives. So first thing by objectives means basic, that is pure research, so done to increase knowledge. And for example, studying marriage rituals of Andaman tribes. Second thing, applied research. So in this applied research done to solve practical problems, for example, studying malnutrition among tribal children to improve health programs, right? And second thing, by methodology. Second thing is first. This is first. Second thing is by methodology. By methodology, right? So by methodology means first thing in this, first thing is qualitative research. Qualitative research. Second thing is quantitative research, right? Quantitative research. So first thing, qualitative research means deals with the non-numerical data, feelings, and customs behavior. Methods like observation, interview, case study, for example, studying belief systems of a tribal community. And in quantitative research deals with the numerical data, methods, surveys, census, statistical analysis, for example, population growth in a tribe over 10 years. So this is under by methodology. So third thing is by nature. By nature. So by nature. So in this there is descriptive research. descriptive research, right? So uh, why is it happening? There is a descriptions, right? And why is dowry still practiced in some tribal society? So this is kind of descriptive research. And right. And second thing is explanatory research, right? So you have to explain those things, what is happening surroundings you in, okay. And describing the lifestyle of the Jorva tribes, like that. And third thing is exploratory research. So used in new or less known topics. For example, exploring under undocumented tribes in the Amazon, right? Tools and techniques of anthropological research. So I would like to highlight this thing, that is and techniques tools and techniques. So under this, anthropological research. So now you if you face real work of the anthropologists, definitely what do they carry into the field, what do they use, right? So let's break it down into observation. First thing is observation. Second thing, and under of the observation, uh, is the backbone. This is the backbone of the anthropological research. Why? Because under this there is a participant observation, right? And the anthropological life with the groups joins in their life. For example, joining in a tribal harvest festivals, non-participants observations, watching from the outside, no direct involvement. Example, you can say watching a ritual from distance. So in interview, that is a structure interview and set list of questions based for survey. And for example, asking every person's the same 10 questions. So this is the structured interview. So interview of how many kinds? Three kinds. That is a structure interview, SI. Second thing is unstructured interview. And third thing is semi structured interview, SSI, right? So these are the three things which is comes under interview. And in a structured interview, that is set of questions based for survey. For example, asking every person the same 10 questions. Okay, so in under unstructured interview, free flowing conversation and useful in open-ended qualitative study. And third thing is semi-structured interview. So in semi-structured interview, there is a balance, that the balance between pre-decided question and okay, and new questions, right? So um, there is a discussions, okay. There is a room for discussions, okay. So that is the semi structured interview. And next is questionnaire. So what do you mean by questionnaire? So questionnaire, right? So under this, you know written set of questions. This is good for educated as respondents or literate populations. Okay, and it can be mailed or handed directly, right? So this is important. And the next thing is genealogical method. Genealogical method. So under this genealogical method, and it is used to trace family tree, marriage and kinship patterns, useful in understanding social structure in tribal society, right? So next thing is case study method. So under this case study method, there is a deep dive into one individual groups or event, right? And a detailed study of tribal healers life and methods, okay. Similarly, in a life history method, so there is a collecting, someone's entire life is a story, and it helps understand culture from the individual's point of view, right? And next thing is schedule. So like a questionnaire, but the researchers fills it out during the interview, and especially when the respondent is not literate, right? So this is important. And next thing I would like to highlight, field work in anthropology. Definitely field work is the hallmark of anthropology. Field work, right? So you know fieldwork is the hallmark of anthropology. Without fieldworks, you are not really doing anthropology well, right? So this is extremely important, and without fieldwork, anthropology is not possible. So why it is important? Because it gives first hand experience. Second thing, it helps understand people from their own point of view. And next thing, that is third thing, it avoids stereotypes or wrong assumptions, right? So these are the things which makes important. Okay. And uh, so for field work, there is some preparation, right? First thing is selection of site. First thing is selection of site, right? Selection of site, selection of site, right? Second thing is permission and approvals, permission and approvals, right? So, and third thing is learning and local language, learning. Third thing is learning local language, right? And fourth thing is talking field equipment, right? So there is a equipment also, and which is important, right? So these are the things, okay, which is important, okay. For so in selection of sites, which tribe, village or group will study, right? Permission and approvals means from government, local leaders, institution. And learning local language, that is to build trust and communication. Taking field equipment, that is notebooks, audio recorder, camera, a chart, local maps, etc. Okay, so these are the things, okay, which is important, right? And so during field work, during field work okay, during fieldwork, there is something which is important, like build a rapport, that is friendly relationship, right? Second thing is be respectful of local customs. Don't impose your own values, right? So these are the things which is important. And next thing I would like to highlight, ethics in anthropological research. Ethics in anthropological research. So, ethics in anthropological research, that is, you can't just go into someone's community and study them like lab rats. Okay. So, anthropology is based on respect and ethics also. So, there is some ethical principle. Okay. So, that is informed consent. First thing is informed consent, right? Informed consent. So in informed consent, the people must know they are being under a study and agreed to it, right? The second thing is no harm. No harm. Okay, no harm. So physically, emotionally, culturally, don't harm your object. And third thing is confidentiality. So don't expose personal in life into without permission, right? And fourth thing is accurate representation. So don't lie or exaggerate. Be honest in reporting, right? So these are the things which comes under ethical principle, and you must follow. Whoever anthropologist or the field workers of anthropology must follow this ethical principle. Okay. So next thing I would like to highlight, data analysis and interpretation. Data analysis and interpretation. Data analysis and interpretation. So once data is collected, what next is tools used, that is thematic analysis. So under this, that is grouping ideas, themes, okay, and content analysis, that is studying language patterns in the stories, and statistical tools for numerical data like population, census, etc. So interpretation, if we talk about interpretation, definitely you will find out the meaning behind the facts. Okay, so you can understand this by the help of example. If a tribe avoids fishing in a certain month, you interpret the ecological, religious, or social reasons behind it. Okay, so there is a report writing and presentation also. So finally, the anthropologist must write a report that present the findings clearly and systematically, right? So the parts of research report is title page. First thing is title page, right? Title page, right? So first thing is title page. Second thing is abstract, that is short summary of the whole study. Third thing is introduction. Fourth thing is objective and hypothesis. And fifth one is methodology. Sixth, that is data analysis, findings, conclusions, reference, bibliography, appendices, that is charts, photos, maps, etc. So these are the parts of research reports. Okay, so you have to remember this thing. And next thing, that is importance of anthropological research. Why it is important today? So there is a reason behind this. All this important because it helps preserve dying cultures, support the tribal welfare programs, and inform health, education, and development policy. And these everything which is related to tribes, which is related to anthropology, teaches tolerance and understanding in diverse world, right? So these are the things which is important for us. Is it making sense? So we have understand anthropology, that is a study of human beings in all aspects, a research that is systematic investigation to increase knowledge, and fieldwork that is going into a community to collect data. Participants observation, that is living with and observing a community. Hypothesis, that is tentative explanation. Ethics, that is moral principle, guiding principle, or you can say guiding research, is called ethics. Qualitative, that is non-numerical descriptive data, and quantitative, that is numerical data. Genealogical method, studying kinship and family tree, that is genealogical method, right? And next thing is informed consent, that is permission from the research subject. So everything which I mentioned, I already covered these things. And I will move to next topic, that is, so next topic is socio-cultural anthropology. Socio-cultural anthropology. Socio-cultural anthropology. So in this chapter, or in this unit, we will study socio-cultural anthropology. After learning about research method, definitely we will understand, it's time to explore one of the core branch of anthropology. So you can say this is core branch of anthropology. Okay, and that is the study of culture and society. Culture and society. Culture and society. This is the core branch of anthropology, and under this we will study culture and society, right? So this is extremely important. So under this unit, okay, it is important or you can say extremely important, because it helps us understand what makes human society different and similar, how culture shapes human behavior, the system of family, marriage, can see politics, economy, and religion. So, we will study step by step and unfold the rich world of socio-cultural anthropology together. Right. So firstly, you have to understand socio, what do you mean by, socio-cultural anthropology. So what do you mean by socio-anthropology, socio-cultural anthropology? So socio means, and it comes from society. Socio comes from society, right? Society. And and the organized, this is what society means. The organized group of people living together is called society. And cultural comes from culture, the way of life of group, right? Or you can say the way of life of group, right? So this is culture. Okay. So in your life there are many ways. Okay. And there is a group of ways, so all the ways comes together, makes culture. Okay. So if you combine socio plus cultural, definitely anthropology means the study of humans. And in human, both things, socio, society, culture, both the things are important. Okay. To study properly humans, right? So sociocultural anthropology means the branch of anthropology that studies social structure and cultural practice of human groups in a comparative and holistic way. Right? So this is the sociocultural anthropology. Now, I think you have to understand socioculture and cultural practice. Sociocultural plus culture structure plus cultural practice. So socio structure and cultural practice, when we study together, okay, that is called socio-cultural anthropology. Next thing is the concept related to culture. So first thing is, culture is learned behavior and symbols that allow people to live in groups. It is shared, transmitted, and adaptive. Shared, transmitted, and adaptive, right? So this is the things you have to remember. So culture is learned behavior and symbols that allow people to live in groups, and it is shared, transmitted, and adaptive, right? And the characteristics of characteristics of culture. So you have to understand the characteristics of cultures. First thing is learned. First thing is learned, that is not inherited biologically. Second thing is shared. Shared, right? Second thing is shared, that is among members of group. So whatever you are sharing uh, among members, that is sharing. No? Third thing is symbol. So symbol means uses language, gesture, signs. Okay. Something related to symbolic things, symbolic language, symbolic pictures, etc. So this is symbolic. Fourth thing is dynamic. So under dynamic, definitely changes over time. Definitely everything changes over a time. So the fifth thing is integrated. So integrated means all parts are connected together, that is called integration or integrated. So the sixth thing is adaptive, helps people survive in the environment, right? So these are the characteristics of cultures, and that is learned, shared, symbolics, dynamic, and इंटीग्रेटेड, उसके बाद जो है आपका एडेप्टिव, एवरीथिंग इज द कल्चर और इज द characteristics of culture. Now elements of culture, elements of culture, right, elements of culture. So you have to understand elements of culture. So first thing is material culture, material culture. So in material culture, that is physical objects like tools, clothes, houses, stone, etc. are the material culture. Second thing is non-material culture. Non-material culture. So under this, that is ideas. That is ideas, right? Ideas, beliefs, customs, language, etc. is the non-material culture, right? So first thing is cultural universal. That is cultural universal. What do you mean by cultural universal? Cultural universal, cultural universal. So cultural universal means feature found in every culture, right? That is features which is found in every cultures, in every culture is called cultural universals. And like language, family systems, religion, right, and economic activity, education, all these things, right, all these features found in every culture. Okay, because without language no culture is possible, without family no culture is possible, without religion they in every culture there is religion. And economic activity, without activity nothing is possible. Education, definitely they learn something, that is education. So even though forms may vary, the function is universal, right? Function is universal. Is it clear? So next thing is society and social structure. Society and social structure. Social structure. So society and social structure, that is, what is society? A society is an organized group of individuals who share common cultures and territory. So society is not just people, it's the systems of relationship and institutions among them, right? Social structure, the framework of rules, and relationship that organize society. So, the major components of society, that is, major components of society is, first thing is a status, second thing is role, third thing is institution, So, the status means your position in the society. That is like teacher, students, lawyer, okay, and engineer, doctor, etc. Role, that is behavior expected from a status. And institution means organized patterns of behavior like family, religion, etc. Okay, now social institution means, institutions are a stable system that guide humans' behavior in a specific areas of life. Family, the basic unit of society. Functions, that is reproduction or socialization, emotional support, etc. Marriage, marriage. So marriage means a social recognized union. Types of marriage: monogamy, polygamy, polyandry, etc. Kinship. So blood and marriage based relationship is kinship, and determines rights, duty, inheritance is under kinship. So political organization, right? So political organization means decision making and power structure. Types of political organization means, that is, band, tribes, chiefdoms, states, etc. Next thing is economic organization, that is how people produce, distribute, and consume goods. Religion, right? So under religion, beliefs and practice about the supernatural, functions, that is social cohesion, moral guidance, explanations of events, it comes under religion. Culture versus society. Culture versus society. Versus society. So, culture versus society, culture is a way of life. Okay, culture includes beliefs, values, customs. Okay, culture is non-material and material also. And in culture, there is a changes quickly, right? In another way, a society, that is the group of people. It includes institutions, roles, relationship, structural. This is society is a structural. Society is more stable. Okay, so this is how you can compare culture and society. Culture and society. So this is the way of life. Second thing is includes beliefs, values, customs, etc. Right? This is non-material and material. Material and non-material both is possible. They change quickly, changes quickly. That is, culture changes quickly. But society is group of people, right? And it includes institutions, roles, relationship, structure, and more stable. So these things you have to understand and you have to memorize such things. Now, inculturation and acculturation. Inculturation and acculturation. So, inculturation means the process by which individuals learn their own culture from childhood. Okay, taught by parents, school, media, religion, etc. Acculturation means okay, the process of adapting to a new cultures after contact, right? So this is acculturation, and the process of adapting new cultures after contact can involve borrowing, blending, or even losing cultural traits, right? So these are the things. Now next thing is ethnocentrism versus cultural relativisms. Cultural relativism. So ethnocentrism, the beliefs that your culture is superior to others and leads to misunderstanding and discrimination. Cultural relativism, understanding a culture on its own terms, not by your own culture's standards, and promotes tolerance, respect, and fair judgment. Right? Field works and ethnography in socio-cultural anthropology. Okay, so field work, long-term participants, observation, and data collections in a community. Okay, so uh, one more thing, that is ethnography. So what do you mean by ethnography? Ethnography means a detailed written accounts of a culture-based fieldwork. Okay, and there is a famous example, that is uh, Bronislaw Malinowski study of the Trobriand Islanders. Now, types of society. Types of society. Types of society. First thing is bands. First thing is bands, right? So anthropologists classify society based on subsistence, size, and complexity. So right, first thing is bands. In bands, a small kin based होता है. Nomadic foragers, no farmers, leaders. Okay, this is the bands. Second thing is tribes. Second thing is tribes, right? So under these tribes, a large settled community, horticulture and herding, informal leadership. This is comes under tribes. Third thing is chiefdoms. Third thing is chiefdoms. So there is a centralized authority, chief redistribution economy. So this is comes under chiefdoms. And fourth thing is states, that is formal government, laws, bureaucracy, taxation, everything. comes under states. And now cultural change and globalization. So cultural change and globalization. Globalization, right? Cultural change and globalization. So there is a mechanisms of cultural change. What mechanisms? Mechanism are, first thing is invention. So creating new culture elements, right? First thing is invention. Second thing is diffusion, right? So diffusion means a spread of culture from one society to another society is called diffusion. Third thing is assimilation. Assimilation, right? So assimilation means one group fully adopts another's culture is called assimilation. Fourth thing is fourth thing is syncretisms. So syncretism means blending of elements from different cultures. Blending of elements from different cultures is called syncretisms. Next thing, globalization. So what do you mean by globalization? So globalization means the worldwide movement of ideas, goods, and people causing rapid cultural change, right? Effects. What is effects of globalization? So definitely there is a cultural homogenization, right? Cultural homogenization means the culture which is most influence or which influence most culture, definitely that culture spread wider level. And this okay, there is a homogenization. Second thing is loss of traditional practice. First thing is cultural homogenization. Second thing is loss of traditional practice, right? And third thing is cultural resistances. Cultural resistances. So these are the things or effects, you can say, which is due to globalization, right? Now I would like to conclude that is uh, this chapter brings us to the end of the okay. And in this socio-cultural anthropology, in this we revise many things or we study many things like anthropology study human holistically. Culture and society are the core, and culture is learned, shared, and adaptive. Society is organized through institution and structure. Ethnography and fieldworks are essential tools of understanding. Cultural relativism is key to appreciating diversity. Society evolves and changes through interactions, innovations, and globalization, right? So, uh, once again, revise it. Culture means learned way of life. Society means organized group of people. Inculturation, learning your own culture. Acculturation, adapting to another culture. Ethnocentrism, thinking your culture is superior. And cultural relativism, that is understanding cultures in their own context. Ethnography means detailed descriptions of culture, and fieldwork means long-term research in a society. The institution means organized social patterns, and globalization means rapid global cultural interactions. So these are the things which you must know. And right. So next I would like to highlight unit third. Unit third. So in this unit we will study basic biology or biological anthropology, biological biological anthropology, right? So especially we will focus basics, right? So you know in this unit I will explore how human biology, evolution, genetics, and population diversity shape our species. Right? It's let's walk through it step by step, just like a teacher. Just like a teacher. How a teacher explain to their students. Definitely, this is extremely important. That's why I am explaining you in a simple way. A good teacher explain very well. So definitely, in this chapter or in this unit, we will understand the firstly we have to introduce about the chapter, and then I will talk about the scope of this chapter. So first thing is, um why biological anthropology matters. Okay, because it helps us understand human origins, diversity, heredity, and evolution. And in this text, we begins with a real life example, like a Supreme Court case resolved, through DNA profiling, showcasing the application and power of biological anthropology in modern legal contexts, right? And there are some concept and natural things of biological anthropology. Okay, so in this branch of anthropology, we will examine humans as a biological organisms who evolve, adapt, and vary across space and time. And there are some key areas which is included in this areas, that is study of human evolution and morphological changes. Second thing is principle of genetic and hereditary. Third thing is Third thing is patterns of physical variation and race concept. Fourth thing is influence of environmental and cultural factors on biology. And these all these components help us answer questions such as how did Homo sapiens evolve, and why do people vary biological, and how does DNA help us understand identity. So there are theory of human evolution. Okay, so different theories highlight how humans evolves. First thing is evolutionism. So this is the progression from primitive to advanced forms. And second thing is diffusionism. So this is cultural traits spreading across groups. Functionalisms and structural functionalism, social needs influence biological aspects. So the unit emphasized the scientific premises of evolution, including thinkers like Darwin, and explores fossil records like Australopithecus and Homo erectus. So hereditary and genetics, if we talk, definitely here we will study basics of cell structure, like DNA, RNA, chromosomes, etc. And there is a classical genetics like Mendel's law of inheritance. Okay, and modern genetics, genes, alleles, dominance, mutations, etc. Right? And next thing is genetic process. So how traits are passed from one generation to another. This is important. So this sets the stage for understanding biological variations at both individuals and population level, right? And biological variation and race. One crucial topic is human diversity and concept of race. So physical traits like skin color, hair texture, facial features vary widely, and race is largely a social construct, not a strict biological classification. So the unit this in this unit we will examine how environment, adaptation, and migration contribute to the phenotypic or observable differences. So our goal is to critically understand how races have been categorized and why modern biology views race as an outdated typology, right? So now I will focus on application of biological anthropology. Definitely, there is a legal and forensic application, right? That is DNA in course, and medical anthropology, understanding genetic disease and nutritional impacts, public health, recognizing biological factors in health disparity, evolutionary insights, tracking humans migration and adaptations. So this mirrors the DNA profile examples in the textbook introduction, and so human adaptation and environment. So explore how humans adapt to different environment through biological mechanisms like physiological acclimatization, example high altitude adaptation, concept of biological plasticity, and its influence of environmental pressure on genetic selection, right? So these sections show how biology and environment interact to shape human population, right? Now next thing is human genetics, that is population concept. So uh, in this we will study definition of gene pool, gene frequency, right, and population level laws like Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, effects of mutation, selection, gene flow, and genetic drift. So we will discuss on ethnicity versus race versus population. So all these things helps understand students understand how traits persist and changes across generation, right? So next thing is research method in biological anthropology. Definitely okay. In this we will study measurement techniques, anthropometry, body measurements, biometrics, etc., and molecular techniques, blood typing, DNA analysis, and fossil excavation and comparative anatomy, right? So molecular techniques, that is blood typing, DNA analysis, fossil excavation, and comparative anatomy. So these reinforce the application of scientific method in biological context. So right now uh, we have studied humans are biological and cultural organisms shaped by evolution, genetic and hereditary govern transmission. Variation among humans is influenced by genetics and environmental race. Concepts are socially constructed. Biological anthropology has real world application in you know, legal, medical, and evolutionary fields. So, uh, uh, for study notes, definitely you have to draw evolutionary timelines from primates to Homo sapiens. Label cell diagrams, highlight DNA and RNA. Use simple genetic problems to apply Mendel's law. Compare traits like skin color and discuss environmental adaptation. Explain why race is not a valid biological category today, and showcase field techniques like measuring a skull dimension, right? So uh, I would like to suggest something which is important. That must be, you can say, start with real life cases of DNA profiling, cover evolutionary stages and fossil evidences, move to cell biology, then genetics and hereditary, discuss human diversity and race, highlight practical application in society, conclude with methods and field practice example. Right? So these are the things which you must. I would like to suggest. Okay. So I would to move to archaeological anthropology in unit 4, right? So till now I have covered three units. Now I will move to archaeological anthropology. That is that is archaeological anthropology. Archaeological anthropology, right? Archaeological anthropology. So in this unit, definitely we will cover basics of archaeological anthropology. So archaeological anthropology focuses on studying, prehistoric human cultures through their material remains, tools, structures, artifacts left behind. Okay, so it bridges anthropology with geology, paleontology, biology, chemistry, and more to reconstruct ancient life wage, right? So there is a questions related to this, that is how did early humans live and hunt and socialize? When did stone tools appear? How did agriculture begin? Why are there megalithic monuments in Kerala? Who built them and for what purpose? So definitely geological time scale, according to geological time scale. So we have to understand prehistory of requires situating event in deep time and formation of earth, eras, periods, and epochs. So a stone age subdivisions: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, later prehistoric periods like the megalithic era. Basic archaeological concept, that is tool, any shape object like handix, artifacts, human-made items, site location with remains, assemblage group of artifacts from a site, industry, toolkit of cultures, Asulian handix, tradition, long-lasting cultural practice, cultural complex, that is interrelated traditions forming part of culture, right? So there is a three age system, a stone age. Under this stone age, definitely Paleolithic, that is lower, middle, upper levels, and earliest cheap tools. Mesolithic, small microliths, Neolithic, polished tools, emergence of agriculture. So Chalcolithic, Bronze, Iron Age follow in broader Indian archaeology. So in Kerala, see evidences of megalithic cultures like umbrella stones, etc. Now, life and culture in the Stone Age. So, Paleolithic lifestyles, nomadic hunter-gatherers using basic tools, and Mesolithic tradition. Definitely, there is seasonal camps, small crude tools. Neolithic in development, farming, settled village, uh, domestication of animals, Kerala's context. So a stone, there is a stone, a stone age presence, later megalithic burials and monuments. Megalithic cultures in Kerala, megaliths, that is large burial structures, that is dolmens, umbrella stones, serve religious or funerary purpose. Dating to early Iron Age, Kerala has abundant megaliths, reflects early complex society. Okay, next thing is dating methods. So important ways to determine age, that is relative dating, example stratigraphy, older layers are deeper, and absolute dating methods like radiocarbon C14, thermoluminescence, modern trends in archaeological exploration, use of advanced imaging, X-ray, 2D, 3D scanning, same example, the old eye baby skull in Tamil Nadu, 166,000 years old. interdisciplinary collaboration, chemistry, biology, geology to reconstruct heritage. So, the purpose of archaeological anthropology is to reconstruct and past human culture and understand the origin of agriculture, societal evolution, and change over time. And it helps interpret material culture and religion and social life of our ancestors. Fieldwork methods, excavation and analysis definitely identify and survey archaeological sites, excavate in measured layers, document fields or finds using fields notes, photos, drawings, analyze for artifacts, typology, wear patterns, date context using scientific tools, interpret cultural behavior from material traces. Now, archaeological anthropology and other discipline, it overlaps with various sciences, geology, soil and stratigraphy, chemistry, material composition, dating, biological, paleontology, bones, fossils. Geography landscape context is that is anthropology provides cultural interpretation. Okay, so these are the things under which archaeology study prehistory via material remains. The Stone Age divided into three major phases with the archaeological tools and lifestyles. Kerala's megalithic monuments provide insight into early societal structures, dating methods, and interdisciplinary approaches are crucial. Field methods emphasizes careful excavations and documentation. Now, there is a geological timeline marking Paleo, Meso, Neo, Iron Age, illustrate artifact types, example index and explain function. So Kerala's megalithic image, umbrella stone, dolmens, discussed dating methods and samples cases. A study like the old eye baby fossils emphasize the interdisciplinary approach in modern archaeology. So, these are the things which we must know. Okay, and